Hey everyone, welcome back to 30 Days of Sketches 3. We are on to day 28, and here is the fun sketch that I am playing with. It's from Click Kits, and I'm using these two adorable photos. One is a close-up shot of Norah in the stroller when we were walking to get fish and chips, and the other one is me holding her by the beach. And it is to represent, if you can't tell, her first Canada Day. And my goal here is to replace the circles with hearts. And all of these hearts came from an ephemera pack that I bought from Cheeky Studios that is all Canada line. And I just wanted to play and kind of do a fun feature showing you that when you see a sketch, and I know for some people, circles are very hard to work with. There's like a mental block with them, and you see a sketch that has circles and you kind of turn away from it. Don't turn away from it. Turn the circle into an element or a shape that you know how to use. And so that's what I'm doing today with this layout. I took every single heart out of the ephemera pack, and I'm just gonna lay them down. It's semi close to the design that you can see there. Not exactly, because obviously I didn't have the exact same size, proportions, and all of that. But yeah, so I'm just gonna lay it all down there. I am gonna add a couple banners as well because it's a celebration. It's her first one, and I love to document all of my baby's firsts of things. So it's really fun, and the fact that Barrett's first Canada Day is coming up very quickly, I'll be excited to figure out what I'm going to do with his as well, because I've done Jackson's and now I've done Norah's. So I love these. I love these little moments in their lives. Okay, so I've got it down. The white is a little too much. Like, I want to do a tad bit of mixed media in some form, but I wasn't exactly sure where. And then as I was creating this, I was playing along with the Secret Not Secret Kit Club scrap party for the month of May. And one of the challenges was to use the word dream and incorporate the letters somehow into your layout. So I thought I could do that. And for D, I thought, well, I could do like distressed pattern paper or some form like that. Or dark. It was kind of my other idea. And I knew I had a tiny bit of Canada themed pattern paper, like full 12 by 12 sheets from what is it? I think it's Photo Play. So I went ahead and grabbed that sheet right there. It just has our anthem written out, and then there's little bears and our maple leaf and all of that. And then to de-stress it, I used the red without it trying to look too blood red, although on this it wasn't quite so bad because it's a darker paper anyways. But I added almost like hints of pink to it. That way it's not, like I cut my hand and it bled all over the paper, because I have that problem with red too. I know some other people do too, but I really have that problem with red. So I did that, and I used a lot of water, and that way it was just a nice little kind of subtle look instead of, like I said, that blood red color. So I'm going to go ahead with that and use that for the D. The R, I'm using red, obviously. That worked pretty well. E, I decided that because this is an event, that was going to work for the E. A was, what was A? I don't remember what A was. Oh, an animal. When I layer everything back down, you're going to see that I used a little animal. So I used the beaver that represents Canada very well. And he's so cute. He's holding a little Canadian flag. So I used the beaver there to represent the A for animal. And then for M, multiple. So I used two photos, so multiple photos. And then I'm using the shape of a heart multiple times. So yeah, that's how I ended up working in that challenge into this layout. I was able to create a ton of layouts. This is probably the best scrap party I've had. I think I did like 9 layouts. It was crazy, but most of them I was able to wrap up this series with and including them in the challenge. So that was really fun because I was afraid I was going to get behind. I hadn't done the last basically 10 days of this series. No, I didn't slack. I wouldn't say I was slacking, but I should have done a little bit better and prepared myself just a little bit better than I had. And so I was stressing a little bit, but thankfully my children all kind of behaved that weekend and everything just went into place. So it was lovely. And now I've got that all done. I'm going to trim this white paper just a tiny bit because I want to back it because the red is a little pinkish, I want to back it with this red and pink pattern paper there just to kind of tie it all in together. I especially for a Norah layout, I kind of read the red as more of a pink, so I use more subtle reds, but it works. It all ties in itself together. But yes, I love these photos. So if you don't know, if you haven't watched any of my Canada Day videos ever, we go to the beach every Canada Day. This is our tradition. We go to White Rock and we spend the day on the beach. We play and do all sorts of fun stuff, take lots of photos, enjoy basically the morning into very early afternoon. Followed up by a walk on the kind of the beach area, the wharf area, I guess, whatever you want to call it, where all the shops are and everything. And we go to a particular place that sells fish and chips, and it is obviously, because it's right there by the water, like the best fish and chips you can get in anywhere in the Lower Mainland. So we go and have that. And then we walk through all the little bits of stuff that they have going on and come back and have go back to the car and go home. And we get home before it gets all crazy because my kids are still so young. We don't take them to the fireworks, so it all kind of works out perfectly. And that is how we celebrate Canada Day every year. And this was her first one, and she did great. I protected her with a blanket so she didn't get burned because she was too young for sunscreen at the time, but she was a fabulous, well-behaved baby, and I loved it, and I love the photos, and I absolutely love the way this layout turned out. So remember, you can take a sketch and make it your own by just switching up the shapes of any kind and add little details like the little tiny circles there. I'm using sequins to represent that. I also added in some felt hearts that I had left over from Spiegel Mom Scraps when she used to sell those. Those all tied in perfectly, and yeah, just play, have fun with it. That's the whole point of sketches anyways. And yeah, all right, guys, I'll be back tomorrow. I only have 2 days left. Can you believe how quickly this month has gone by? It's just flown. I can't believe it. It's June. June is coming up into summer. Spring just, like, I blinked and it was gone. It was just crazy. I swear it was just snowing a couple weeks ago. That's not true. It was snowing in February, but all right, guys, here's a look at my final layout, and I will see everyone tomorrow. Bye.